G'day, Andy from Single. How you going? Well, today we're going to do Arran. Now, not just any old Arran or Arran. We're going to do the cask strength 12-year-old. What makes that special? Well, when whiskey's distilled, they always age it at 63.5% alcohol. It's just the way it has to be. It's for excise, so they can count the number of barrels, and the excise man knows that there's this many barrels, this many litres, and he has a magic calculator that works out that at 63.5% you pay lots and lots of money in excise, government tax, on the spirit. But it doesn't stay like that, because for every year that a whiskey ages, it loses about 0.5% of alcohol to the angels share. It evaporates. So what makes very old whiskies very rare is not so much the flavours that they impart, but how the flavours that are in there get concentrated down as the liquid that is there is evaporating out. And when you consider that 0.5% from 63.5%, when you get to 40 and 50-year-old whiskies, it's very rare that they can actually be called scotches, because to be called a whiskey or be sold as a whiskey in Scotland, it has to be over 40%. But if it's lost 50%, if it's 50 years and it's lost 0.5%, 25 years from 63.5, all of a sudden you're at less than how's my maths? You're under 40%, well and truly, at 37.5. So you can't be called Scotch whiskey. So yeah, you really struggle to be sold in Scotland. But this one isn't 50 years old. It's 12 years old. So it's 53.6%. So it's lost about 10% of its cask strength due to the angels over the first 12 years, and tend to lose the most in the first few years, so that makes a bit of sense. Still very strong in alcohol. So at 53.6%, they can be quite strong, a bit too alcoholic, a bit overpowering, but some can actually be beautiful. They still have a lot of intensity from the oak, and if the oak's very good, if it's a first fill barrel, and they tend to only use the best oak in the cask strengths, they haven't been diluted down to between 40 and 46%, as most single malts are. They tend to use the best oak in these, which makes them very nice. Now this is a blend. I'm sure you can see that has a beautiful bronzy colour, which gets me excited because I love bronzy whiskies. Bronzy whiskies means that they've been aged in sherry oak, which I love. I'm actually a bit surprised that the nose on this is quite subdued. I'd be expecting it to be really vibrant, having lots of alcohol. It should have very high levels of aromatics. It's just a little bit subdued on the nose. I mean, if I go really stick my nose in and go looking for flavours, there's plenty there. I'm just getting some dried fruits and some nice spices just coming off immediately. But I thought it would be jumping out of the glass, to use an expression, but it's not. It's hiding in there, and I'm always a little bit wary of whacking my schnoz straight into a glass of a cask strength, because it burns out my nose hairs. But yeah, this one you can actually put your nose in and take a pretty good whiff without too much trouble. Wow. Well, there's plenty of intensity there. Whew. I always like to try the cask strengths need. First, it's got a bit of warmth. And then see if I like it, because I'm then in control and I can add the water as I like it. Now I'm just going to put a couple of drops in, a little bit to start off with. And I hope you can see it. If not, you can do it when you get home, but you actually watch the water melding in with the whiskey, unlocking the whiskey. I actually say that it unlocks the flavours. Quite often whiskies can become more aromatic and more flavoursome with a little bit of water added. You can actually notice the nose is far more vibrant now too. Good combination. Clean, very clean spirit, beautiful spirit. Some lovely, actually quite a lot of oaky flavours. Very strong oaky, the really almost a sappy oak, and it's got an earthiness to it as well. A little bit of a flavour that, if it was a smell, would be wet soil. Hard to explain that, but it has this, a real earthy character to it. Oh, look, it's really good. Really fresh, crisp, Granny Smith apples, which is quite an unusual flavour in Scotch whiskies. Oh, lots and lots of really interesting stuff. Look, this is really worth a try. If you haven't had a cask strength, well, you have to. You just really have to give it a go, because it's great watching these flavours unlock. And this is, it's a beautiful whiskey to boot. Lots of really nice sherry oak, supported by some good American oak, and a really nice, clean, crisp spirit to balance it all off. Lovely finish. I'm still tasting that first sip. Beautiful. The only problem with cask strengths, if it's a problem, is that the excise that's applied in Australia is based on how much alcohol is actually in the bottle. So cask strengths are going to be more expensive than standard whiskies, because so much of the cost is excise, government tax that goes straight off the top. So yeah, you're going to be paying 50% more excise, and excise is a very big whack of the cost of the whiskey anyway. So you're not going to get out a cask strength for less than $100, unfortunately. But that's why I always buy them when I'm in duty free. I reckon that's a great tip. When you're in the duty free shop, always buy a cask strength, because most duty and the most saving. Give that a go too. Happy travels. We'll see you next month. Cheers. Bye.